Today is day 35 of the government shutdown. It's now tied for the longest shutdown in U.S. history. The record was set during President Trump's first term. But still, there seems to be no end in sight. WENY Washington correspondent Rachel Knapp joins us live from the U.S. Capitol with the latest this evening. Rachel.
Well, good evening, Renata. So the president is now threatening to withhold distributing SNAP benefits until this shutdown is over with. Now, that would defy a court order which ordered the administration to continue funding SNAP payments. But the White House later on today, following the president's message on social media, the White House later said that they are complying with that court order, which could have an impact on millions of Americans.
The motion is not agreed to.
For the 14th time, the Senate failed to pass the Republican-backed continuing resolution. Failing to approve a government funding bill will continue the shutdown, and now we're headed to break a new record on the longest government shutdown ever. On Tuesday, the Transportation Secretary announced some parts of the U.S. airspace might be closed if there's not enough air traffic controllers showing up for work. And despite a court order last week demanding the administration to continue funding SNAP benefits, the president threatened to not issue food stamp payments for the millions of Americans who rely on them until the shutdown ends. But the White House says they are fully complying with the order.
We are digging into a contingency fund that is supposed to be for emergencies, catastrophes, for war. And the president does not want to have to tap into this fund in the future. And that's what he was referring to in his Truth Social post. So the Department of Agriculture, as for the latest SNAP payment in the judge's order, put out guidance to states today on how to get that money to the recipients of SNAP. But it's going to take some time.
Political scientists say someone's got to give in order to get out of the shutdown.
And we're going to see language, politicians speak about what guarantees that we're coming together. Republicans will say that Democrats caved. Democrats will say that they won something that they otherwise wouldn't. And then it's up to everyone to make their calculation. But the reality is that there's not a winner here. I think the optics are bad for both parties, right? I mean, Congress is already the least popular branch of government. That has always been true. And when they fail to do one of their primary responsibilities, which is fund the government, then there's no way those numbers go up. And the sad incentive structure here is that while both will get blamed, one is just competing to not get blamed as much as the other party.
And Renata, the president's also pushing once again to end the Senate's filibuster, which allows that 60-vote threshold in order to move legislation forward. Now, some of these Senate Republicans, they are disagreeing with the president on this because they say it provides some sort of like a safety net for when the majority becomes the minority. Renata, back to you.